going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys the last match for Dofi at this locals. Again, ended up facing two Blackbeards, so this was round 2. Ended up facing fellow YouTuber Chunks. If you guys have not checked out his channel, definitely go check it out. Very skilled player. He was testing out Blackbeard. Just running some locals with it. But I ended up winning the dice roll, choosing to go second. So I open up with Sengoku, which, allows me to grab a 7 Warlord from the top 5. At this point, doesn't matter really what I grab because on plays will not work, so it's just going to be a body. So I chose Weevil, obviously the 4-6 stat line. And then I do Perona, which will allow me to, if I wanted to, swing and play out a body with my leader next turn. So, and not only that, but it allows me to set up my stacks for the next couple turns. So if I want to swing with leader again, I am able to. It gives me that option. And here he contemplated on swinging 8 at lead, but he's only swinging 6. I take it. The other Blackbeard starved me, so I will take whatever I can get. And he ends up playing a dot Q. Chooses not to use dot Q ability, which is what I always say is the right thing to do. Better off saving it for when I play a 4-drop. And he pitches a 10-drop for no on plays. So I establish a Weevil and pass. I'm going to try to play the Starve game against this Blackbeard. Don't want to swing, give him more options. So I just establish the Weevil and I pass. And then here, at best, he's going to play the Van Augur, and then Van Augur will be able to -3 to the Weevil, and then pop it with the dot Q. So, and he's going to swing 5 again. I consider on taking it here or countering out. Don't want to go too low, but I do decide to take it just to find different plays to do. And he pitches a Laboon, and I believe at this point he only has maybe 3 cards in hand, maybe 4. But me swinging at these bodies right here will give him draws, which is what he wants. I'm gonna swing 7 at the Van Augur, clears it. It's a really awkward number, but I don't want to swing more than 7 because I want to have 4 for a 4-drop. Oh man, that sounded real trippy. But I clear his board. He ends up drawing 2 cards because each of those abilities do have an on KO draw 1 effect. So, trying to starve him, but he is, giving himself cards back at the end of the game. And he swings 5 at the Perona, and here he establishes Jack and chooses to use Jack ability to KO the Sengoku, which kind of trippy. I would have kept it up, but he opted to do it to probably cycle his hand to find some type of counter, and then uses the leader ability. And in here, I don't know what the stack is, but I just put it all on Dofi and swing at the Jack and use leader ability and end up hitting a Jinbei, which is perfect for me, establishing a free body off the top. The main thing for me was being able to get rid of the Jack, because if it's stuck on the field, he would have been able to use, Van Augur, Laboon, or Stronger to be able to remove whatever he wants off the field. He just needs to get something -1, and everything will be in range for the Jack. So at this point, I've taken pretty much all the tempo from Blackbeard, and he's in a pretty rough spot. He needs to be able to clear the field here. If he leaves me with the bodies, I will put more pressure on him while establishing more characters and going wide on the field, which is typically how I feel it should be done, because once he plays a 10-drop, at best, he's going to stun 1, block 1, and there are going to be 3 bodies that are able to go through for a hit. So at this point, I know Chunk is thinking real hard, but he could swing big at the Jinbei and potentially finger pistol or black hole the Gecko to get it off the field. He needs to go for a complete board clear, which is what he is considering here. Just thinking about how to go about it. So yeah, not sure what's in his hands. Looks like he has a finger pistol. I saw a Laboon. Not sure if he's got a dot Q in hand. So he does finger pistol. the active or the standing Moria, and he's got 5 Don left. Swinging 6 at the Jinbei. I 2K out, and it looks like he's got another Finger Pistol, so he's gonna mill another 2. It's another 10 drop and a 2K counter, which is perfect for me. That's, I believe, 2 10 drops that have now hit the trash, and he pitches with the Laboon, so I do not have any on plays. And here I'm gonna play the 10 drop Kaido, basically ensuring that I have a big body, and if he doesn't answer it with his own 10 drop, I'm gonna just put a lot of pressure on his side. Even if he plays Burgess, the 10 drop will be able to swing at it with no issues. I have considered on swapping this 10 drop draw Kaido for the 10 drop bounce Kaido, potentially for Nats, just so that I can establish a big body and remove things off the field to alleviate some type of pressure. The draw 4 is very nice. However, a lot of the times those 4 cards all hit, are all being used for counter the next turn. So why not just bounce what's on the field to take some pressure off? I don't know yet. I haven't really done much testing. But he ends up using a My Era Begins, and he's going to choose Black Hole is what he's considering on grabbing right here. Stage at this point of the game is not even worth it, and the 2K counter would be nice. But he probably wants the Black Hole just for any type of removal against me for any of my 4 drops that I play. If he's able to remove the 10 drop, it'd be good for him, but at this point, if he's trying to remove the Kaido, he would need to establish a Van Augur and a Laboon, or 2 Van Augurs to get it down to 4. So at this point, he needs to put down a Laboon and a Van Augur. So Laboon hits the field and he pitches the 2K, so my on plays do not work. I end up taking that swing. Don't feel a lot of pressure coming from the Blackbeard, so I swing 5, I swing 12. He takes both hits, going down to 2 life. And at this point, all I gotta do is go wide. So I tap 4, play out the Mihawk. I choose to play out Mihawk over the other cards in my hand. It is a 2K, but it is the only card that has a win attacking ability. So with 1 Don on it, I would be able to cycle out my hand, which is what I was contemplating on doing. I almost played a Jinbei out, but opted with the Boa because it is a 4/6, but it also has no counter, whereas the Jinbei does have counter. So I'd rather just keep the counter in hand, so if he does try to go a little crazy, I have the counter to, save the bodies on the field. So he plays out a Lafitte and searches with it, looking for any type of option. Again, he could play Van Augur and opt to play Van Augur and then do Laboon, and he could get rid of the Kaido with the Black Hole that is in his hand, but that play is no longer a viable option since I went wide, which is specifically why I played 3 bodies, because now if he would have played a 10 drop, stunned the Kaido, I still would have had 3 swings to follow up, which is exactly the type of pressure I want to put on the Blackbeard. Whereas the first game, he was able to remove everything, but everything in his hand went to trash. Or he had nothing at the end of it. So here he does Van Augur and Dot Q to get rid of the Boa. And looks like he chooses to swing with the Laboon. I counter out for 1K. Swings 6 with his leader. Counter out for a 2K. And uses Black Hole, or pitches Black Hole for counter. At this point, I'm set up 2 cards in hand. It all comes down to how I decide to swing. I decided to grab Blade both to Van Augur and Dot Q, so he can't use them to pop anything, and he doesn't get any draws if I decide to remove them from the field. But just trying to make sure that I go lethal here. So contemplating on the best way to swing, but I could do Teachability, which is what I'm opting to do to attach it to itself. Gotta place a card at the top, which I'm gonna swing 5 at the Laboon, basically removing his field here, trying to buy myself another turn. I could have went lethal and secured it, but I'm making sure that I have game. So I swing 7 with the Dofi, play out another body, swing with the Kaido, and here he's gonna concede. If you guys like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below what you guys thought, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.